Are you craving a steak, but worried about skyrocketing cholesterol and uncontrolled blood sugar? If you're torn between eating delicious food and maintaining your health, here's the answer you need. You've probably always believed, I must limit red meat and reduce fatty meat in my diet. And yes, you've tried. With every meal, you've had to suppress your desire to enjoy your favorite foods. The good news I bring today is, you don't need to give up meat, you just need to know how to choose the right cuts and prepare them properly. Some types of meat aren't just safe for people with diabetes, they actually support blood circulation, improve sensation, and protect your feet every day. I'll share with you the types of meat that have been proven through actual scientific research to both preserve flavor and protect the circulatory system in your legs and feet, in a practical, easy-to-apply way. 1. Beef tenderloin, a smart choice for steak lovers. If you're living with diabetes and still crave a delicious steak, you may have heard the advice, limit red meat. But the truth is you don't have to give up your favorite food, you just need to make smarter choices about which cuts you eat. Beef tenderloin contains high-quality protein, along with iron and vitamin B12, nutrients essential for producing red blood cells and improving blood circulation to your legs and feet. For people with diabetes, circulation in the lower extremities is often compromised, leading to numbness, loss of sensation, cold feet, or more dangerously, foot ulcers. Adding iron and B12 from healthy food sources like beef tenderloin can help improve blood circulation and prevent these problems. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, people with diabetes can still eat red meat if they choose lean cuts like tenderloin, sirloin, or round. These cuts have low fat content and are less likely to raise LDL cholesterol, the main cause of cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021, indicates that people with type 2 diabetes who eat lean red meat in reasonable portions don't experience increased cholesterol levels, and may even improve insulin resistance after 12 weeks. Nutritionally, 100 g of cooked beef tenderloin with fat removed provides about 143 calories, making it suitable for a portion-controlled meal. This cut contains up to 26 g of high-quality protein, helping maintain muscle mass and supporting more efficient glucose metabolism. Additionally, the total fat content is only about 4.5 g, with saturated fat at around 1.6 g, much lower than other beef cuts like ribeye or T-bone, making it appropriate for those monitoring cholesterol. Beef tenderloin also provides iron, 2.6 milligrams, about 14% of daily requirements, helping to improve the oxygen-carrying function of red blood cells, which is especially necessary for those with poor circulation in the legs and feet. The vitamin B12 content in this cut is also very high, about 80% of daily needs, contributing to the protection of the peripheral nervous system, which is vulnerable to diabetic complications. Finally, the zinc in the meat helps boost immunity and supports wound healing, an important factor if you're at risk for diabetic foot ulcers. To maintain the distinctive flavor of beef while ensuring it's healthy for people with diabetes, tenderloin should be prepared simply with minimal added fat. The most common and best methods are grilling or pan-searing with a little olive oil, a heart-healthy fat. You can lightly season with garlic, black pepper, rosemary, or thyme to enhance flavor without resorting to cream sauces or garlic butter. During cooking, avoid sweet sauces like barbecue sauce with added sugar, as they can cause blood sugar spikes after meals. The meat should be cooked to medium to maintain tenderness and prevent nutrient loss. Combining beef with steamed greens, broccoli, asparagus, or a small portion of whole grains like quinoa will help balance the meal, add fiber, aid digestion, and control blood sugar more effectively. While beef is a good source of protein, not every cut is suitable for people with diabetes. Ribeye is a prime example, with marbling throughout that provides rich flavor but contains unhealthy saturated fats. T-bone and porterhouse should also be limited because they contain tender meat alongside thick layers of fat. Additionally, ground beef that's less than 90% lean typically contains high levels of fat and calories, making it unsuitable if you're monitoring blood sugar and weight. Furthermore, processed beef products like sausages, beef jerky, and canned beef often contain high amounts of salt and preservatives, which can cause water retention, increase blood pressure, and negatively affect circulation. Therefore, prioritize lean, fresh cuts and avoid heavily processed products to better protect your health every day. No one wants to sacrifice the joy of eating for bland meals, especially when steak has been a part of your memories and habits throughout your life. If you're over 50 and need to monitor your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, I completely understand how difficult it is to restrain yourself when you want to eat something you enjoy. That's why I want to offer you another option that's gentler, easier to digest, and friendlier to the health of older adults, a familiar dish you can eat every day. 2. Skinless chicken breast, a simple yet reliable choice. Chicken breast is an extremely familiar food for Americans, appearing in home dinners and highly suitable for those on diets. But for people with diabetes, skinless chicken breast isn't just for weight loss, it's one of the best choices for protecting blood vessels, supporting circulation, and controlling blood sugar. Skinless chicken breast is one of the cleanest sources of lean protein. It contains no carbohydrates, little fat, and is especially low in saturated fat, which helps reduce pressure on the cardiovascular system and doesn't raise cholesterol, something people with diabetes must always be vigilant about. Additionally, chicken breast is rich in vitamin B3, niacin, and vitamin B6, which help support the metabolism of sugar and fat in the body and maintain stable nerve function, especially in the lower extremities, areas commonly affected by diabetic complications. The American Heart Association, AHA, and the American Diabetes Association, ADA, both recommend using lean white meat like skinless chicken breast in diabetic diets because of its safety and ability to help control cholesterol. A study published in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolism, 2020, showed that diets rich in lean protein from chicken help improve HbA1c levels, average blood sugar over 3 months, while increasing insulin sensitivity and reducing the risk of peripheral vascular inflammation in people with type 2 diabetes. Thanks to its selenium and vitamin B6 content, chicken breast also helps fight oxidation and reduce inflammation, thereby supporting better blood circulation to the feet and toes, the most vulnerable areas. Nutritionally, skinless chicken breast is one of the foods rich in lean protein, low in fat, and completely free of carbohydrates, ideal for diabetics who need to control blood sugar and weight. 100 g of cooked chicken breast provides about 165 calories and 31 g of protein, helping maintain muscle mass and creating a lasting feeling of fullness without raising post-meal blood sugar. The total fat content is only about 3.6 g, with very low saturated fat, about 1 g, helping limit cholesterol increase, a common risk factor in older diabetics. Chicken breast is also a rich source of vitamin B6 and niacin, vitamin B3, 2 nutrients that help support more efficient metabolism of sugar and fat, while being good for peripheral nerve health. Notably, the selenium in chicken breast acts as an antioxidant, helping protect blood vessels and enhance blood circulation, very important in preventing numbness and diabetic foot ulcers. To preserve nutritional value while ensuring it's good for health, skinless chicken breast should be prepared simply, with little oil and no added sugar. Ideal methods include boiling, steaming, grilling, or light pan searing with a little olive oil. You can marinate the meat with natural spices like garlic, black pepper, ginger, turmeric, or lemon, both enhancing flavor and supporting anti-inflammatory properties good for the circulatory system. Avoid deep frying, breading, or using sauces containing sugar like bottled barbecue sauce. Chicken breast becomes more complete when combined with greens, broccoli, chickpeas, or quinoa, increasing fiber, slowing sugar absorption, and supporting post-meal blood sugar control. A simple, healthy portion, yet one that helps you maintain cardiovascular health and blood circulation to your feet every day. Although skinless chicken breast is a healthy choice, people with diabetes should still note a few important points to ensure safety and effectiveness for health. First, avoid eating chicken skin, as it contains high amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol, which can negatively affect the heart and cause blood lipid disorders. Additionally, avoid crispy fried chicken, breaded chicken, or industrially fried chicken, as they typically contain lots of oil, sodium, and hidden carbohydrates that can easily raise blood sugar after eating. If buying pre-marinated or pre-prepared chicken, check the ingredients to avoid those containing sugar, corn syrup, or artificial preservatives. Finally, prioritize fresh, organic, or free-range chicken to ensure cleanliness, fewer hormones, and greater friendliness to the body, especially for older adults managing underlying conditions like diabetes. You may be all too familiar with chicken breast, a food that seems boring, bland, and only for dieters. But when you're living with diabetes, when each meal is no longer just about taste, but a battle between cravings and blood sugar concerns, skinless chicken breast becomes a reliable companion. And if you're looking for another option that's tasty, tender, easy to chew, doesn't raise blood sugar, and still has the rich flavor that Americans love, don't overlook the following meat, a familiar option that, when properly understood, can become a surprisingly perfect savior in your daily meals. 3. Lean pork tenderloin, an unexpected choice worth trusting. Pork is often misunderstood as fatty and unhealthy. But the truth is, if you choose the right cut, like pork tenderloin, it's an excellent source of lean protein that's heart-friendly, doesn't raise blood sugar, is easy to prepare, and suits your family's taste preferences. Pork tenderloin contains very little saturated fat and has much lower cholesterol than fatty cuts like belly or shoulder. It also provides vitamin B1, thiamine, an essential nutrient that many people with diabetes often lack. Vitamin B1 plays a role in glucose metabolism, helping prevent nerve damage, especially in the legs and feet, areas prone to numbness, loss of sensation, or slow-healing ulcers due to diabetic complications. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, lean pork can be included in a diabetic diet, provided it's prepared properly and portion-controlled. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, 2015, indicated that, adding lean protein from pork can help reduce insulin resistance while improving fat and glucose metabolism in people with type 2 diabetes. Nutritionally, lean pork tenderloin is one of the cleanest and healthiest cuts from the pig. In 100 g of cooked meat, this cut provides only about 143 calories but contains up to 26 g of protein, helping maintain muscle mass and creating lasting satiety, very suitable for diabetics who need to control their weight. The fat content is low, only about 3.5 g, with saturated fat accounting for about 1.1 g, helping protect the cardiovascular system and not increasing bad cholesterol in the blood. Notably, lean tenderloin is an abundant source of vitamin B1, thiamine, a vitamin that plays an important role in glucose metabolism and protecting the peripheral nervous system, which is vulnerable in older diabetics. The meat is also rich in vitamin B6 and selenium, helping increase immunity and supporting blood circulation to the extremities, especially the legs and feet. This is truly a choice that is both nutritious and safe for the health of people with diabetes. To preserve nutritional value and ensure safety for diabetics, lean pork tenderloin should be prepared simply, with little oil and without sugar-heavy sauces. You can roast the whole tenderloin in the oven, pan-sear it, or slow cook it to maintain the natural sweetness of the meat. When marinating, use gentle seasonings like garlic, black pepper, bay leaves, turmeric, ginger, or a bit of sugar-free mustard to enhance flavor while keeping it healthy. Absolutely avoid deep frying, breading, or using pre-made sauces like barbecue or teriyaki, as they typically contain sugar, sodium, and preservatives that aren't good for blood sugar or heart health. When eating, combine pork with steamed vegetables, fresh salad, chickpeas, or whole grains to add fiber, balance your meal, and stabilize blood sugar after eating. Although lean pork tenderloin is a healthy and nutritious cut, diabetics should still note a few important things when using it. First, only choose clearly lean tenderloin, avoiding confusion with other parts of the pig like belly, shoulder, or neck, which contain more fat and saturated fat that's not good for heart health. Also, avoid processed products like sausages, cold cuts, bacon, or canned meat, as they typically contain high amounts of salt, sugar, and preservatives that can cause water retention, increase blood pressure, and disrupt blood sugar. If buying packaged tenderloin, carefully read ingredient labels, avoiding those that are pre-marinated or come with sauce. Specifically, as with any meat, eat in reasonable portions without overindulging, about 80–100 g per meal is sufficient to provide nutrition while being gentle on a diabetic's metabolic system. When you live with diabetes, each meal is no longer simply a matter of good or bad taste. It becomes a silent struggle between health and cravings. You must constantly monitor blood sugar, worry about cholesterol, blood vessels, cold numbing feet, or slow-healing wounds that wear you down. How many times have you felt frustrated with a plate of bland food, but forced yourself to eat it because it's good for your health? I hope that the information shared above will inspire you for each meal, allowing you to maintain both your health and your spirit. You don't need to give up meat. You just need to understand correctly and choose correctly. Because the journey to improving your meals isn't about restrictions, but an intelligent and loving companionship with your own body. I still have much useful information waiting for you to discover, to help you eat more intelligently, easily, and comfortably every day. Thank you for taking the time to join me. See you in the next video, where we continue our journey to living healthier and happier with satisfying meals.